and see.
All right.
See how hard we failed.
Go ahead, recap.
Alrighty, so we got up. I guess it's technically yesterday morning, although it seems so much longer. And we had breakfast, and Tanis seemed to take a liking to coffee, which I never actually circled back around to. I'll have to do that at some point. And then we hit the road, and as we were traveling, well, actually, back up a second. Ember did his horse thing again, and Nyx and Tanis did their little mind meld thing for 8 hours while we were traveling, so Nyx is pretty much out of this picture. Learning the spell Tiny Hut. But then we hit the road, and as we were traveling, we stopped after about 3 hours for a quick break and to re-up the polymorph spell, and we weren't in winter anymore. In fact, we were in this clearing that had full of oak trees, and 3 of those oak trees had 3 of those oak trees had stripes on them, purple stripes. And then there was a squirrel that wanted an acorn, and it couldn't pick up an acorn itself, and it had stripes on its tail, called itself Rat, and so we gave it, well, Ember gave it an acorn. And we kept going, and then when we stopped for the night, we were in the same clearing, only this time there was 4 trees with purple stripes, and the squirrel with purple stripes. He didn't remember us. He didn't remember us, and wanted an acorn. So Ember had a bird give him the acorn this time, because Surtur had told us a tale about how Baldur gave Rat a acorn and died. So we had a bird do it, because Ember's a big softie. Only we saw the bird collapse after Rat went away with the acorn, and we presume ate it. Needless to say, the next day we did some exploring. Well, actually, that night we did some exploring, and we appeared to be in a pocket dimension. Heimdall spoke to me and he said he couldn't see us, and he was looking at Surtur, and Surtur was still and wasn't moving, as was Odin, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff. And Nyx, well, when Nyx and Tanis broke the mind meld, Tanis went into book form, and we didn't hear hide nor hair from her for a while, and Nyx couldn't do the tiny hut spell, and it was just this thing. So we decided to turn around and go back. We tried a bunch of stuff to get out of where we were, but we decided to just go back. And eventually we did leave. And ran into he who must not be named, the chained one, aka Loki. And he said he'd be seeing us around, and he hoped we liked our dream. At which point we woke up back in the tavern with our heads on the table, drooling. And Tanis was about an inch bigger. Surtur was not dust and sitting on his throne. Heimdall was like, yeah, I don't know how you know that. You're not supposed to know this information. Do not speak of this information ever again. So apparently I gained some key wisdom. Maybe. And Nyx definitely did not know the tiny hut spell, so she went off to learn it for realsies this time. And yeah, we're gonna try this again this morning. See if we can actually go investigate what we think is the god of bacon.
Bacon!
All right. Thank you for that, Kaya.
I summed it down into a teeny tiny little nutshell.
That works. It's only supposed to remind us of where we were. That's perfect. We don't need every detail. We just need the highlights, the scoreboard, the reel. So, at the end of last episode, I gave you all a long rest. This is that long rest.
Oh no.
First thing in the morning, it is Ember who is up first. Ember, you have probably 30 to 45 minutes by yourself. What would you like to do with the time?
Probably check in with Surtur.
Okay.
Good morning, Surtur.
Hi.
Hey, so, yesterday was weird. Did you notice anything weird yesterday?
Other than you conking out and drooling all afternoon?
Yeah. Anything other than that weird?
I mean, not so much necessarily. It was a pretty uneventful day until a couple hours ago.
Oh, yeah, so I'm gonna ask that. What happened a couple hours ago?
Heimdall blew the Gallarhorn.
The Galar. You mean the thing that signifies Ragnarok?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he...
Well,
Okay.
something prompted a search party to leave Asgard, I guess last night. And, yeah, he blew the Gallarhorn. It's official. It's starting. I mean, don't freak out. It's not gonna I don't know. The world's not gonna explode into lava and stuff today, but it's actually happening. The Jotun prophecies are for real.
Huh. Any idea how much time we might have until,
Well, so the stories go through stages. The first stage is the blowing of Galar. After that, there's going to be something called the Fimbulwinter set in. The Fimbulwinter lasts 3 seasons, so most of a year. And an indeterminate amount of time after that will begin the Battle of Ragnarok. And after that, I actually get to leave this realm.
Well, so it probably has to do with everything that happened a couple hours ago, but, to fill you in, us passing out yesterday was some kind of weird collective shared dream between the three of us, in which we dealt with what we thought was Ratatoskr, multiple copies of him, maybe, I don't know, they acted differently, it was really weird. When we eventually got out of it, a person who, as best I could describe as, well, I mean, what I've been told from stories is Loki, basically said, I hope you had fun in the dream, and then vanished, and we woke up. So...
The person, the paladin in your party, Kea, she's Oath of the Bifrost, right?
Yeah, she talks with Heimdall.
Yeah, that explains it. That means that she was the one who informed Heimdall of the Chained Ones, well, unchaining. Okay. I'm sorry if I seem a little out of it. It's just, I've lived for, well, 6 centuries, with the knowledge that Ragnarok exists, and in that time I managed to convince myself it wasn't going to happen. So, just the reality of it all is kind of bringing down my mood. I even screwed up a painting earlier.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not even sure how Loki managed to do what he did to us. I don't remember seeing him.
Well, you called it a dream.
I mean, it felt like a dream.
Okay.
Well, afterwards, when we woke up, it felt like a dream. During it, it felt entirely real.
What were you doing right before you fell asleep? If that makes sense.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't remember falling asleep. I just remember waking up. So,
Oh.
like, we
So
had,
it wasn't
like,
a
normal
dream
morning.
then.
Well, it's hard to say. Like, it didn't feel like a dream in the moment, but then we woke up, which makes me believe
Did
it maybe
Loki
was
use
a
the
dream.
exact words? I hope you enjoyed your dream.
Um,
The answer is no.
it's all a little hazy, but I don't think those were his exact words.
Okay. Well, from what I know of Loki's powers, and try not to say his name too much outside of this link.
Does his name give him power or something?
More like if his name is spoken, he can teleport to you.
Ow. Okay. Note to self.
Yeah. So
That's terrifying.
outside of your
All right.
brain, don't say his name because you can get his attention.
Got it. But it's okay here, right? When I
Yeah,
talk to
yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. Because this
Okay.
is all inside your head. The audio from me and you doesn't go out of your ears or anything, so it is not audible.
Okay. Got it. All right. Thank you for the warning.
Yeah, yeah. From what I know of his powers, he doesn't have the ability to manipulate dreams. His powers lie in illusions and spellcraft.
Well, so from my perspective, yesterday we had breakfast and then we left the inn and we headed north for our quest for the boar.
Okay.
And it was on the way to traveling to the area north that the environment changed from normal to enchanted forest. and
Okay,
not
so it
snowy.
was some point before that.
Right. So somewhere. I mean, I'm not even sure how he could have done. Like, would we have seen him if he was
No.
here to do something? Like, how does that work?
Well,
He can do long range illusions.
no, Loki is probably the most adept at hiding his presence of any Aesir and Vanir across all of the realms. Not only is his invisibility and intangibility better than even Odin's, he is probably... I don't know about Freya specifically, but other than that one, he's probably the most accomplished spellcaster in the Aesir. And that includes Odin. So if there's anyone who knows how to do it, it's gonna be him. I don't know if it was long range or short range, or if he was standing right in front of you, you probably wouldn't even know. I'll be honest. I don't think I would know. I've laid eyes on Loki one time, and it was at an event in Muspelheim. How do I put it? He's only visible when he wants to be. And that's not up for debate, even if you're Heimdall.
Okay. Any advice? 'Cause
Stay off his
honestly-
radar.
Yeah. How do
Even
we
with
do
my
that?
power, you're still way under. Well, so, okay. The nice thing about Loki, and call it Shin's sense of humor, or whatever. You don't know who Shin is, do you? The creator god. Call it his sense of humor, but Loki is more fond of trickery than murder. So, assuming that you stay out of his way and don't annoy him, he may play games with you, but he probably won't kill you because he's not the kind to swat mosquitoes.
Terrifying thought, but okay. So don't
Now,
purposely make any moves to annoy him.
right, yeah. There is an Aesir that does swat mosquitoes, and you need to stay off his radar too.
Who's that?
The eldest brother, Thor.
we might. If he ever finds out that we inadvertently released Jormungandr, we may be on his radar.
Well, I think his brother being released will probably have him occupied, so just don't tell that to anyone, ever.
Yeah, no, we don't plan on it.
Cool.
I mean, beyond who we've already told, but yeah. Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. There's nothing really to do about Loki, but just not purposely get in his way. Got it.
I mean, if you find yourself inside one of Loki's illusions, don't panic. If you can contact me, do so. I might be able to help. I guess this last one you couldn't contact me.
So here's the thing. I thought I was talking to you in the last one. And then in the...
Did you give any information to the me that you thought you were talking to?
I don't... I mean, nothing beyond telling... I mean, I did talk to you about Heimdall and the Kaya's connection to Heimdall.
So the interesting and probably disturbing thing, at least to mortals, about Loki is... You know how there's that creature called a mimic on your plane? Well, Loki takes that to an extreme. Voices, illusions, audio, visuals. He can look, be, sound like, and even have the speech patterns of anyone, as long as he knows who he needs to be before the conversation starts.
Oh, I just had a thought then. What if we come up with like I don't know, like a saying or a phrase or something between us that we understand to confirm that it is actually you that I'm talking to? So
like,
that way I
Okay, what are you thinking? This might work.
Something that would be kind of casual, because I wouldn't want to throw Loki off. Like, I wouldn't want him to be suspicious that we know, but I would want it to be something
Well,
easy
it has
that
to
we
be
could
something
chat.
that you start with, because
Right,
I can't
right, it would
prompt
have
it
to
if
be
it's not
initiated
me.
by me. What if I ask about like how your recent painting is going, and you say something very specific back?
Okay.
Because then that could be conversational. That's
Well,
not
so
too crazy.
Loki
You
knows
do
that I
paint a
like
lot.
to paint. So
Yep.
the answer should be I haven't painted anything recently. Because Loki would definitely assume that I had. Everyone knows that in Asgard knows I love to paint. All the Vanir know too.
Okay, all right. I think that'll work. That should work. So that's the phrase.
I'm gonna write this
How's
down.
Yep.
So you're gonna ask.
I'll ask, what have you painted recently? Or, no, that's not really accurate. What if I just ask, what are you currently painting?
Okay. And my response will be nothing. I'm not painting anything.
I'm not painting anything.
I'm not painting anything. I like that. This should be good.
Right, that way I can check
To see if it's actually... Yeah, that's good.
to see if it's you. And
If
then
it isn't me, you need to know this. If it isn't me,
Okay.
don't give any information, but don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't you dare start that. Don't you dare start that. Okay. All right. I wish there was a way that I could communicate this with Kaya and Nyx, but I'm not. There's no way for me to know if Loki would hear. So
Are you inside the Black Label room?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we are currently.
Then you should be fine. The only reason I can hear you in here is because I'm attached to your brain. I'm in your brain. A piece of me is in your person. If I wasn't in like your vicinity like that, I wouldn't be able to do thing.
Maybe I can make a like inaudible cue with them as well. That way, if I notice, like I can shift the bag to the other shoulder or something, and that warns them that this is trickery. But I'll work it out with them.
Try something less conspicuous than that, like a phrase that sounds ordinary but you would never say. Like, is there a vegetable you hate?
I mean,
Do you like Brussels sprouts? I hate Brussels sprouts.
I like most vegetable. I mean, corn gets on my nerves a bit, but
I want to strike you with lightning right now. Right.
you're welcome.
Corn, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it just gets in your teeth. You know?
Okay, so maybe just tell the party that you love corn. It's a big lump of knots, and it has the juice.
Yeah. Could always tell them that it's a very versatile vegetable because I don't think it is. I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of uses, so it's not very versatile. Yeah, no, I can talk to them about it. We're gonna sort it out.
Okay.
Jeffrey.
Broke the DM, guys.
We've only been doing this for like 10 minutes.
Gil?
We broke him.
Gil?
Yeah. What? Okay, yeah, it's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
You deserve that.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, well, I actually have to get back to the war planning. So,
Yeah. Okay.
well, I've got to fortify things here because if someone wanted to screw up how Ragnarok is supposed to go, I am the prime target. So,
That's a very valid point.
and
Okay.
since I can't leave, defense is my
Right.
best option.
Right. There's no real place that. Yeah. Do you? This is gonna sound weird coming from a mortal, but is there anything I can do to help? Do you need anything?
You know, I might pop into your head occasionally just for a distraction. That might be
Okay.
nice.
No. Anything I can do to help?
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you,
All right.
sir. Take care.
Yeah, you too, Ember.
And then I will probably just mess with my staff a little bit until they wake up. I don't want to wake them up early.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
Darn it, I like that noise I just made, but there's no way I'm gonna ever be able to replicate that.
Do it again? No.
so
no.
I can't use it for campaign 3. God damn it.
Nyx. You're sleeping comfortably. No dreams. No bad feelings. You're not cold, but you're not too hot. And the blanket is not itchy or scratchy in any way. And you're just remarking inside your own consciousness in that lazy, dreamy way that sometimes we do when we're somewhere between asleep and awake, that this is really nice. When you feel something sharp in the middle of your chest. And as you open your eyes, it is a jumping Tanis, who seems to be very excited, tail wagging and eyes blinking one after the other in that way that reptiles sometimes do. She's also licking her eyeball.
Nix is gonna kind of grab her in the middle and stop her from jumping on her and go, "You're lucky you're cute." And Nix is gonna just look at her and go, "I assume you want food because that seems to be your only thing that you want, all other than coffee. What was the thing with the coffee yesterday?" And Nix is going to get up and like put Tanis on her shoulder and fish out some beef jerky and like put it on the. I'm assuming there's like a side table or something
There
next
is.
to the bed,
Mhm.
and she's gonna put it on the bed and let her go to town on it.
Tanis is hesitant around the beef jerky at first. Kind of sniffs it a few times and then nuzzles it to see if it moves. And then looks up at you and looks down at it and looks up again, waiting for approval or permission or understanding. Is
Go on
this
in,
safe?
You're gonna have to get used to that. That's gonna be your travel rations.
If a dragon could be sad, you could see dragon sadness here. But Tanis does, bite into the jerky, realize that it's incredibly tough, get annoyed and start thrashing her head back and forth, not understanding that the jerky needs to be pulled on, not thrashed with. So in typical reptile fashion, she just shakes her head repeatedly with the jerky in her mouth.
This is where I thrash.
And I'm just gonna reach for it and kind of grab the other end in her mouth and just tug a little bit
And
to help her break it.
Just about that time, Kaya, you're gonna roll over to see an elbow of Nyx holding one end of a piece of beef jerky while Tanis is pulling a dog and hunched and yanking repeatedly. And as the beef jerky frays, the elbow flings for your face. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm about to give Kaya a black eye.
Dodge bacon.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge an elbow.
Nine.
So with a 9, the elbow comes flying at you, and you manage to turn your head away, but it does land squarely on your shoulder with a thud.
Sorry.
If you're going to play tug of war, could you not do it in bed?
I'm not playing tug of war with her. She's having trouble eating it.
You're playing tug of war.
Not intentionally.
Definitely playing tug of war. Good morning.
Morning. Whose side are you on?
I mean, I'm just reporting what I'm seeing here. This is definitely tug of war.
She's smart. She'll figure it out.
It takes you guys a few minutes to kind of get your stuff together and get ready to go down. So you'll have that time once you're at the table downstairs to kind of talk about everything. But I will go ahead and kind of describe the events leading up to that.
Before we leave the room, though, I would fill them in on my conversation with Surtur.
Okay. Do you want to do that in roleplay?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
We probably need to
Go
figure
ahead.
out our security phrase. So before we go downstairs, guys, I woke up a little early this morning and talked to Surtur. Few things. The horn that Heimdall has that signifies Ragnarok, yeah, he blew that a few hours ago now.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, so Ragnarok's officially started.
That means the chained one is no longer chained for officials. Yay.
Yeah.
Great.
So Surtur's kind of working on his defenses because he can't really go anywhere and just preparing for Ragnarok. Anyways, I worked out I don't know what to call it, like a passphrase with Surtur. Because last time when we were in the what I'm calling the collective dream or the illusion, whatever we want to call that, I thought I was talking to Surtur and I wasn't. So I've set up like a passphrase with Surtur to make sure that it's him that I'm talking to, so I don't give away anything important.
Okay.
Okay.
Any ideas on how I could communicate that to you guys without notifying Loki or I should not be saying that name out loud.
No.
The Unchained one. We'll just call him. How about that? Without notifying him that we're aware of said illusion.
Nervously tap your staff up and down 3 times. Pause 3 times more.
I was going to suggest asking for something for dinner or breakfast that we know you hate.
Oh, we could do that. I could ask for corn. I'm not a fan of corn.
I just want everyone to know that now that Nyx is out of bed, Tanis is in the bed, upside down with a piece of jerky in all four paws, trying to kick it away to get another piece off.
That's perfect.
We are
Okay.
going to have to hydrate
So-
that beef jerky for her.
So okay, so that could definitely work. I could ask to see if we have any spare corn. Ooh. All right, that'll work. So that way we know and we can kind of handle it based on how we want to, but without notifying him that we know. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I followed all that.
Okay. All right. I wanted to make sure to communicate that with you guys before leaving this room because I don't want him to know.
Shh, it's a secret.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh, side note, Serter did say don't get in his way. That he probably won't kill us, that he just likes to trick us, but if we get in his way, then he'll probably kill us. So yeah.
If Ragnarok is coming, we're probably going to get in his way.
Unfortunately, yeah, I have to agree. We're going to get in somebody's way, probably. The way things are going, we've already gotten in people's ways.
Jormungandr, Fenrir,
True.
Mm-hmm.
maybe the god of bacon.
Possibly the god of bacon.
All right, no, that's a valid
wasn't there
point,
something up
but-
with Slipnir or something? That the like antlers or whatever on Fenrir's head
Right.
was related to Sleipnir.
All right. Sorry,
something.
I want to make sure we had this conversation before leaving this room because
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like anywhere
absolutely.
outside of this room would be not smart.
I mean, honestly, I think we should just use. I don't know what I'm doing, and I know what I'm about to do. Just corn in general to reference if we think,
Bad situation. Yeah.
Bad situation?
Yeah. Correlate corn with bad. Yep. That's good. It's not a very versatile attribute. It's that works great. Yep.
You know what I just did to the campaign? And
It's
I'm
a
sorry,
corn
but-
situation, guys. Code corn.
I was thinking more being like, do we have any grits for dinner or something like that? Because grits are made from corn. I know.
Yummy.
Grits are made from corn. So that's kind of where my brain was going.
On that note, I'm going to go find some grits for breakfast. And coffee.
Yeah, breakfast is a good idea.
Need coffee.
Coffee, yes. Now let's actually try to get on the road today.
As the three
I don't know
of
what you're
you,
talking about.
as the three of you make your way downstairs, it seems like a pretty typical morning. Vanderel behind the counter, Rory serving up plates of hot food, and a buzz as breakfast is being served on all fronts. There is your booth, as we're calling it, the second to last one on the left side, that is empty. You guys make your way over and you kind of sit down in your usual fashion. And after a moment or two, Rory just kind of almost nonchalantly walks by and like tosses a menu onto the table. Yes, a menu. The menu has exactly 4 items. It has breakfast, coffee, lunch and dinner, ale.
Getting fancy
Rory?
on us. I love
What's
it.
up with this?
Vanderel had, he kind of leans in and he like cups his hand. Vanny had a manic night, so he came up with menus, but then he realized we didn't really serve like rigid things, so just go with it and say you love it.
Love it. Adore it.
Mhm,
Very
mhm.
upscale.
And you see, like, Rory kind of turn slightly and on the other side of the serving tray give a thumbs up to Vanderel, and Vanderel's like,
Does he do this often?
no, just like every 40 years or so, he has kind of a mid-century crisis and starts doing silly things.
Century crisis?
Yeah.
Go with it.
I've heard one midlife crisis is bad enough, let alone one every century.
Just be happy you didn't see the last one. Everything was floral pattern. It was awful.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How'd
Yeah.
Tim like that one?
I'm a druid, and even me.
Thankfully, Tim ate it all.
Ah.
Good Tim.
Good
Yeah,
boy.
he's a good boy.
Yeah, definitely.
He's the best boy.
I should go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he just kind of like skirts away, leaving you guys to look over the menu.
I think I'll order the breakfast with the
Breakfast?
coffee.
Oh, that's a
Yep.
good choice. I mean, I do have the coffee from the jug.
Immediately
You
on
have to be
hearing the
enough.
word, Taunus hops off of Nyx's shoulder and starts stamping on the table.
What is happening?
I don't know. It's her pet.
Do you want the coffee or do you not want us to drink the coffee?
And she like turns and she like sits on the menu and just blinks.
We really need to find a way to communicate with this
Right?
with Tanis.
I don't know how to translate this as I want coffee, I don't want coffee. I'm throwing a
I-
hissy fit because I want
mean,
coffee or
I don't
because
think
I don't
Tanis
want
is
you to have coffee.
technically an animal, so I don't think I can talk to
No,
Tanis.
we had that conversation last time.
Right,
Dragons are their
yeah.
own
Yeah.
thing.
I don't really have like.
Plus, she's
a
a familiar,
universal
so that makes it
language.
it throws
Right.
it even,
It's
even
like how
weirder.
does that? Yeah.
Question. Okay. Ember,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fish my mug out of my bag and go. Can you pour coffee
Oh.
in the mug from the jug?
Yeah.
And
I'll
Taunus
take
jumps
the-
into the mug.
Solved.
Okay. Wait. Question. What if I just pour like water or something? Hold on. What else?
Yeah, I
is-
was gonna say try pouring something else now.
to pull up my notes, figure out what the other corks were. Hold on.
There was water. There was wine. We switched out beer for coffee.
Yeah.
Vinegar, mayonnaise, oil.
Oils
I
in
know
the-
mayonnaise is the weird one
So I'll uncork the water and try to pour water in there.
with Tanis in the cup.
Well, I'll just kind of go towards the cup and like uncork it and be like, "This is water," and then just stare at Tanis. To see what
Taunus
happens.
slowly crawls out of the cup and like waits right next to it, staring intently at Ember.
I will continue staring at Tanis and pour water into the cup.
The moment the water starts pouring, Taunus is like aggressively sniffing it.
Did something happen with
But
the
to our
alchemy
coffee?
with the jug? Did it? I'm just
Hey,
gonna keep looking
guys.
at Tanis.
After a
and see-
second or two, Taunus
Okay.
seems okay with it and then walks back over to the edge of the table and plops over and then like rolls onto her back.
Now try and pour coffee.
Okay. I'll take the cup and just swig it, and then cork the water and uncork the coffee and pour coffee in there.
She doesn't move.
She doesn't care.
Nope.
Out loud, I'll go, coffee, while looking at Tanis.
She's literally not moving.
Do we need to be worried about what we're eating and drinking?
I was just wondering that.
Do I need to be
We
working on a
had
solution to like
breakfast
purify our
and then
stuff?
hit the road. We woke up back in our booth where we were having breakfast.
There's something up with our breakfast? Okay.
Something was yesterday, I bet.
I can probably get something to help with that in the future.
I'm willing to bet it was.
It'll take me like an hour of concentration, so probably not right now, but like I can work on that if we want that.
Yeah, we might want to. Also, if she starts doing weird things like drinking coffee,
Apparently, we need to pay attention.
Pay attention.
If she's interested in anything outside of.
Got it.
meat.
Okay. All right, so we'll
What
check
she's
with the
normally
food
interested
too
in.
and see what she does.
Yep.
With you guys sitting there, a few minutes go by, and Nyx, you see Tanis roll over, her ears prick up, they fold back, and she darts into your clothing.
Really need to find a way to communicate with Tanis.
As she darts
What is
in,
happening?
a second or two later, the ground starts to shake, and so do the walls. Cups and plates begin falling as an earthquake seems to happen.
Okay.
Vanderel?
Everybody stay calm! Vanderel shouting from behind the bar.
Is normal? And now it's raining. Guys, I don't think we're hitting the road today.
As you're all in there, the earthquake subsides, and a crash of lightning across the sky. You can hear torrential rain start to pour just outside the building. And Vanderel behind the bar. Well, that's a sudden change of weather.
Guess who, guys?
What is happening right now?
Carries a big hammer.
Hammer.
Yeah, that was the other person that we shouldn't get in the way of.
Uh-huh,
Her friend's suggestion.
Yep. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Who was off the coast?
Why would he be doing this?
Ember.
Ember.
Who was off the coast
I know.
a little while
but
ago.
We're not talking about that. Why would
They're mortal enemies.
right? But I was pretty sure
He
the guy
might
with the
be
hammer would be
checking.
busy right now.
He might be checking. Did they know? Did they know about
Sit.
that?
Shush. Don't bring his attention to the
Yeah,
tavern.
nope. Good point. We're not talking about this.
Nope. Nope. Eat your breakfast like nothing's happening.
Don't panic,
completely
everybody.
normal.
Don't panic. It's just the weather. Everything's all right.
What am I?
Bard, could you? Thank you. It's okay, everybody. Just relax.
You two stay put. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go over to the bar, to Vanderel, and lean in real close and go, is there anything we need to do in this situation to make sure the town stays safe?
What do you
Like,
mean, love?
super, super close. I'm assuming this is not normal.
Well, no. The weather doing something like this is definitely not normal, but most of the people around here believe in the old ways, and anytime they hear lightning, they get nervous because that means, well, someone is displeased.
Just a little bit. Hence my question. Anybody we might need to be worried about to get them out of this?
I don't
there-
think so.
Okay.
Just gonna be a dreary day, I guess. Your
That's
food
right,
should be
we're never
ready in a
gonna get
minute.
On the road. Okay. I'm gonna go sit back down.
Right.
Do you guys want me to do the thing where I can pick up if there's a celestial in the area?
I mean, I can do the same thing.
Mine's wider than yours.
I mean, for what we had on, like, what we were planning on doing today, I would almost want to save that for later.
Okay.
But if we have 2 uses of it between the 2 of you, then...
Oh, I mean, I've got like 7. I can do it like 7 times before I'm out of sorcery
then,
points.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
It just means I might not use sorcery points for other things, but... I mean, I can pick up...
What does it take for you to get those back? Do you just need to meditate for a little bit, or do you have to actually go to sleep?
I have to take a nap to get those back. A long one, but I haven't been using them a ton. I've had extras at the end of every day, so if we want me to check right now, it's only 1, so I'll have 6 more.
I trust you. You know your magic better than we do, so...
So I'm going to take... Wrong page. I'm going to take an action and take a minute and use a sorcery point to sense whether there are any celestials within 1 mile of me.
Okay. As you kind of retreat your senses inward and reach out with your ancestral senses, you feel something kind of strange, almost like a bubbling anxiety in the pit of your stomach. And as the information kind of gathers itself and your consciousness is aware, yes, there is a celestial within a mile of you. There are a few.
Good times.
Yeah.
And just about the time that Nyx has that realization, Rory does come back with your breakfast and coffee. Here you go, guys.
Thanks, Rory. This looks wonderful.
You need anything else, or everybody good?
How, actually, nope, you said not down here. Never mind. Nope.
No, I think we're good. Thank you.
Okay, question. And he looks kind of seriously at you all. Are you guys, heading out today?
We
We
were
had planned on
supposed
it.
to.
Okay. Alright,
But again, we meant to yesterday.
okay. And he just walks back toward the kitchen, leaving you to, what looks to be a patty of some kind of sausage and a crust of bread and some sliced hard-boiled eggs.
Interesting breakfast this morning.
Yeah, definitely different.
Nyx will let Thomas have the sausage patty.
She demolishes it and eagerly sits at the edge of Ember's plate trying to paw at his.
You just keep swatting. No. No, this is my food. This is not your food. No, this food is for me, not for you.
Honest, I don't think
I
he's
can
gonna
give you
share.
coffee if you want coffee.
Meanwhile, I had immediately eaten my sausage patty, and then snickered at Ember and gone, "You should have eaten faster." As I leisurely enjoyed
It's not
the
good
rest
for
of my
your
plate.
digestion. You gotta eat in like a slow manner.
Just the patty, my friend. That's all you had to eat rapidly. Instead, you must play keep away.
So,
Who's your new boyfriend?
what?
Nothing. Trying to make light of the situation. Also, I wanted to see his face.
There are several Celestials within a mile of us right now.
So, like a fight, or...
Several. It's more than one.
Yay. Yay.
Could be, dude with hammer, and doesn't he have, like, kids or something?
Yeah, vaguely recall something like that.
Or it could be, a shared ancestor and dude with hammer, or...
I'm pretty sure there'd be, well, actually, I'm pretty sure this town would be underwater if, a certain someone was out there with dude with hammer. The
I
waves
would
be
assume...
high.
I assume the waves would be, tsunami, but... Not entirely sure, so... Are we going to try to leave today?
We really should.
Do we have
definitely
reindeer?
should head north.
Is that a thing?
Can't you prestidigitation your, everybody's clothes dry?
I mean, I can't keep everybody's clothes dry.
Rain gear's not gonna keep us
Guys,
dry.
we just wear cloaks. I mean, that's how we normally deal with rain, right?
The way that rain is coming down, if it continues all day, it's getting through everything, regardless.
I mean, yes, I can dry us off at the end of the night once we're in the tiny hut. Because the tiny hut will stop this. My question,
After a second or two, you feel Taunus crawling up your pant leg, hops into your lap, and then up onto the table and rolls over with a big old belly. Falls asleep.
When did she leave the table?
Raid? Did you go visit Rory in the kitchen? I hope that was
She's
Rory
asleep.
and not
She's just
stealing.
like straight up.
Yeah.
She's snoring.
Huh.
Okay.
You were saying, sorry.
Dragon antics.
Yeah, dragon
I was
antics.
going to ask, do we, in this weather, want me to try to meld with Taunus again to pick up another spell?
No.
Okay.
No. We all hands on deck, every eye alert.
Okay. I mean, I think we're okay with the tiny hut spell for now.
Oh, that's a good question, though. Are we traveling by horse or by foot?
We should travel by horse. Less
Okay.
mud. The
For
ways should be mostly treed, so we should be okay.
For you, it's less mud.
I mean, she'll take care of you when we get done.
Just a point.
Alright.
I mean, we can do the same thing so that you can always, fight if needed.
Yeah. I think that's like a decent, just general plan for travel, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, there is a summon steed type of ritual spell that I could learn if we needed it. Because then we could keep on riding and give you a break, but...
Oh, I see what you mean by that. Yeah.
But I don't think it's imperative that I learn it right away.
I think we're okay for now, at least. We can save some of those funds and spells.
After the conversation has been going on for a while, our favorite dragon has become a book on the table.
And I think that's her input on the travel plans.
Remember the last time she went book form without me asking?
Ember,
Mm-hmm.
how about you play
Oh.
knock knock and test something?
Sure, yeah. Internally. Hey, Surtur, are you busy?
What's up?
What are you painting currently?
I'm not painting anything. What is this, like a test?
Yeah, sorry, just checking. We had a very odd occurrence that happened in literally yesterday in the same fashion, and so
I'm gonna like
events were
tap his
almost
shoulder
repeating each other.
and go,
So.
tell him about the thunder.
Oh, also, we had a sudden thunderstorm here.
Oh,
Earthquake.
yeah. Well, so here's the thing. I know, like, lots of yokels are pretty nervous about Thor being involved with every thunderstorm, but you don't have to worry, because Thor's lightning's a completely different color. So, if it's
color
Thor, it's purple.
While I'm talking to him, can I look out the window and see if I can catch any lightning?
Yeah, you absolutely can, and it is 100% purple.
You said it was purple, right?
Yeah, like a brilliant purple.
Yeah, that's what's here.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, I just saw purple lightning.
What's he doing over there?
I mean, since this is in my head, I'll go ahead and say this between the two of us, but, maybe it has to do with the fact that we accidentally released Jormungandr?
No, because
Would he
when
be
the
checking on
Gjallarhorn
that?
blew, Odin's orders were to find Loki. So Thor,
So-
being the master of the army, is probably looking for Loki.
He's looking for Loki here? I wonder what led him here.
Probably his scent, I would guess.
That's a terrifying thought. Alright,
Well,
Okay.
Hottie and Skull are Thor's pet wolves, and they can smell pretty well. They're better than bloodhounds.
okay, did not know that. Alright. Okay, sorry, events were just repeating themselves a little bit and wanted to make sure we weren't in a loop.
You're good.
I'm
Thanks,
gonna
sir.
smack Ember on the shoulder and go, also, tell him it was the coffee.
What? No, he doesn't care about that. So, okay. We're in the clear. We're good.
We're good.
Yes, corn is not on the menu.
Okay.
Okay. Probably shouldn't use it so casually, but sure.
Sure. You gonna share the rest of everything?
Oh, yeah, and he did confirm that that is indeed guy with hammer because of the color of the lightning.
Why is he here?
Searching for him. This is getting really
Here?
hard to do this kind of conversation.
Why here?
Because him's because guy with hammer's companions are good at tracking him. Oh!
And who's his companions?
His animal companions that like to chase spherical objects in the sky. This is getting
I'm
hard
gonna look
to do.
outside and go, fuck, we really need to get a move on this. We're supposed to be there today.
Yeah. Is there a way we can, like, connect like I do with my friend, mentally? So we don't have to have these out loud conversations?
Yes,
I mean,
but
I
I
could cast
need
a
to
spell
be
and you could just
stronger.
think at me.
That doesn't help include me in the
No.
conversation.
That's
That's a
an
one-way conversation.
What were you saying next?
There is a spell for that. It's called Telepathic Bond, and it is ritual. And I can learn to cast it later. I can't do it right now. I'm not strong enough. Tanis can
Okay.
only show me magic that I could cast.
Okay.
now.
So for now we will continue.
I mean, it's actually a pretty useful spell. It lasts for hours on
shit.
end. And
Hold on, everybody!
Another
Ember,
Yeah.
guy with hammer's friends that chase the spherical object in the sky.
Yep.
Do they smell him?
Yes.
Nyx is gonna point to the book on the table.
Valid point. Maybe we
Remember
should
what
start
Andy
north.
said about who they suspected?
Maybe we should start our day.
Leaving.
Yeah, time to leave, although I really want to know what's causing this earthquake.
Let's
I
start
don't
our
think
day.
it matters.
True. However, Ember, can you morph, walk, and talk with your friend and ask him what would cause an earthquake that goes along with Man with Hammer?
I mean, I mentioned it. He didn't say anything, and he's honestly a little busy with defenses at the moment, so I'm trying not to bother him as best I can.
So are you guys headed outside right now?
Yeah.
Reluctantly.
We went outside and the rain stopped. Oh, there it is.
As you step outside, you see the full extent of the rain. It's raining sideways.
Yeah.
You also
reindeer's
figure
not
out
keeping
what's
to
causing the earthquakes. The mountaintop in the distance that you all know as Thigmir is missing the entire top section of it. It's completely gone.
Huh.
that. Wasn't that Fenrir's house?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Just as you kind of get a lay of the land, lightning streaks across the sky, and all three of you can see that it is a deep, resonating purple color, like a neon sign.
Yeah, that's that.
That is
Guys,
happening.
this is a really bad idea, but let's go.
They're
Empress,
just
Yeah.
do your
pulling the
thing.
big, like, hood of her cloak up over her head, and just
I'll wild shape into a horse.
I'm gonna throw Nyx up on the horse and hop on and go,
get
let's
up on
go.
myself.
Yeah, she can.
It's faster if I toss you.
No, it's not.
No, it's really not.
Ember,
Is this on my
remind
own?
me
I
what
don't
your
need help.
passive perception is.
As a horse, or
Isn't it just in general? Does it?
so I
Unless-
think perception is like one of the physical aspects, right?
Doesn't
Oh, no, it's wisdom.
Perception is wisdom. So you
So it
keep
stays.
whichever stat is the better one when you
Yeah.
wild shape.
So that'd be a +5 to perception. You said passive perception though.
Yeah.
15.
Okay. As you're morphing and everybody's getting ready, you're kind of looking off into the distance, and near the top of the mountain that you can see, you're not sure, but you could swear that you saw a lightning strike and then a tiny little outline of what looks to be a shape that was maybe not geometrical enough to be mountainside.
And wait, where did I see this?
On top of the flat part of Thigmir.
Got it. Okay. That's terrifying. Duly noted. What I would like to do is, as we're going, I'd like to just make occasional glances back at that spot to see if it's moving,
We'll
if
give-
it's coming at us.
Let's do a perception roll for that, and we'll just take
Okay.
whichever one and apply it to all.
Okay.
Whichever
so you want me to
roll.
make it now?
Yeah, make it now.
Okay.
I would
And-
just say
I like this die today.
Okay.
That's a 23.
Okay. And then, as you guys are traveling, how far are you trying to go right now?
As
So
far as we can in 3 hours.
Yeah, well, 4 hours. So
4
our
hours.
our travel pattern is 4 hours of travel, break for an hour, 4 hours of travel.
Okay.
we can do 4 now.
Hold on. How long does wild shape last?
So it's
Oh, no,
half your
she was
druid
right
level
with 3.
roundhouse.
She was right with 3. She was right with 3. I'm thinking in next level
Yeah.
it goes up. But
Okay.
3 hours.
So as you leave town, heading north, the occasional lightning strikes get further and further away, and as the minutes turn to hours of riding in the cold and the rain, keep in mind this is winter we're in. It's just edging towards spring, so it's cold. But at a certain point, the rain entirely stops, and the lightning is just a distant sound. And you're left with just these winds. The sound of Ember's hooves galloping underfoot. And the shaking and horrible storm seemingly behind you. The 4 hours kind of pass in a daze of cold, wet, and miserable. But as Ember kind of stops, and Ember, I'd like a nature check, please, for wherever the rust point is.
Okay.
I will say, as soon as we got out of the rain, Nyx would have used prestidigitation as many times as she needed to dry everybody off.
Okay.
That's not as great. It's 11.
Okay. At about the time that his wild shape runs out, Ember, I will give you the information from that perception check in a second.
Okay.
He kind of turns back into himself and lets you guys off, but there's not really a great place for you guys to stay, so he just kind of gets off to the side of the road, just between the bushes and a thicket of trees. And in this area, you guys can see it's very, it looks a whole lot like the ground before it turned in the dream yesterday. The branches that are almost entirely bare, and the wind that's biting through them. But it's still very thick. The branches kind of connect in a way that makes them look very opaque. Like it connects in a way that makes it really hard to see through them. And as you guys are kind of pulling off the road, Ember, the glances that you took to the top of the mountain, you noticed something really, really interesting. As time went on, and there wasn't much to do while you were in horse form to really comment on this, but as time went on, you noticed a crack forming down the center of Digmeter from the top. And as you're looking at it now, just glancing through the trees, you can actually see a massive, it looks like a lightning bolt, ripped down the center of the mountaintop.
Oof.
What basically ends up being a crevasse on the mountain, a scar, as it were.
Okay. And I can notice that now if I look at it?
Yeah.
Okay. As we're trying to, like, get a little break here, I'll kind of look to the others and be like, so did either of you guys notice as we were running north the figure on the mountain?
No.
No.
Okay, well, the lightning illuminated a non-mountain type figure. And if you look right now, and I'll kind of point out, there seems to be like a lightning-shaped crack in the mountain now.
I'm gonna look over and go, huh,
A little terrifying.
that's
honestly.
new.
Yeah.
Do you think it's boy with hammer?
I think it's Boy with Hammer.
Probably. Which begs the question.
Why is he demolishing a mountain?
I'm gonna go with angry.
Could be that.
I'm gonna go with, you know how there was a certain creature up on that mountain?
Uh-huh.
He was unchained,
Mm-hmm.
Corrupted,
cursed,
yep.
corrupted.
He was. He's not anymore.
I'm gonna guess him had something to do with that curse originally, and Boy with Hammer's companions with good sniffers led him there.
You think he had something to do with that curse?
That makes perfect sense. somehow.
I love this kind of conversation as the DM. This is fascinating, but I do want to make sure everybody knows that the only person you don't want to say the name of is Loki, right? Everybody
Oh, we're
understands.
being
just
extra
blanketing it.
We're just being
Okay, so
So
we're
no
under
one
the
can
assumption that anybody can monitor us at any point in time,
time.
as long as we're not in the room. So at this point, we're just like, we don't want anybody to know what we're talking about beyond us.
Yep.
and then that means if Lucky Boy is listening, I'm
Then
gonna
he
talk
gets
to
just as confused.
that guy. Hey, Amber, we need you to talk to that guy. Okay? Do that for
Again?
me? No, I'm teasing.
Mm.
It's that sort of thing, so he doesn't know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Trick
I
the
think-
trickster god.
Yeah, that's not
No,
gonna happen.
just mildly confuse him or entertain him, I guess. I don't know.
Give him a chuckle, because it's not like we're being super vague.
No,
No.
boy with hammer is very obvious.
He who must not be named.
Named. Yeah. The other he who must be not be named, who has a temper.
Yeah. I'll try to find a place that I can rest because I'm aiming to try to get a short rest in here.
Okay.
So trying to find us at least some kind of place to be away from the wind or something.
Yeah, you're not going to manage to get away from the wind, but you can manage to get a short rest. I will say, though it recharges your spells, it does not recharge your attitude or your mental, it's a dreary day. It's depressing.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
So it gives me back my wild shape, but does not give me back my chipper mood.
Okay, sure.
Chipper mood not restored.
Not restored.
Denied.
Uncheck that box.
As you guys are kind of sitting there, and just trying to regain some oomph, Nyx, you kind of look around the actual road, and you look back the way you came, and you see something in the distance, but it's far enough away that you can't really tell without trying to what it is.
Do you guys see that? I'm just gonna wave
just
my
gonna
hand in the general direction.
Turn and look.
Nobody's going to be able to tell without a perception check, so whoever wants to actually figure it out, perception check.
I'm gonna go with that's probably gonna be Ember.
Yeah, I have +5. I can give it a shot, guys.
Yep. I'm gonna
Alright.
go.
I'm gonna
Okay,
try
See
to.
anything, Ember, and cast
I'm gonna try to
guidance.
take a better look at. Oh, okay.
To be
I'm gonna try to
clear,
take a better look at it.
Ember, this is as the short rest is basically coming up.
Okay.
So you've got your short rest. All
Got
of you
it,
do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ooh, good roll. Okay. That is 22.
All right, Ember. So you squint your eyes and shade from the sun, what little sun there is, and kind of look as far as you can into the distance, and you see, at first it just looks like clouds of dust in the middle of the road. And as your eyes kind of adjust, you start to see outlines. 2 outlines. Both of them alarmingly large. But not like anything you've seen before. 4 paws, a tail,
Oh, Hati.
and scales. Shimmering, one pearlescent white, and the other the darkest black you've ever seen. Like it absorbs light.
Okay.
And as you're making out these shapes, they are full tilt sprinting down the road in the general direction of where you are.
Like towards us?
Correct.
Guys, two very large wolf-ish sizes with scales, one black, one white. They are bolting towards us.
All right. First question: do we even have a shot of outrunning them? How fast can you run? For how long?
I'm gonna kind of judge how fast do I think they're moving.
They seem to be running at the maximum speed that a horse might manage.
I
We
don't
have
think I
10
can
minutes.
outrun them, but I think I might be able to keep pace with them. But I'd have to bolt.
Alrighty. Which means they will definitely then catch up to us if they continue down the same road as us when shortly after we stop. So, do we want to deal with this during daylight or in darkness?
Probably not in darkness. One of them is black scaled. That'd be hard
Alright.
to see.
Yes.
We're also losing time here.
Yep, so do whatever mental preparations you need. Let's see if they keep running on past. 'Cause
Can we
there's
try to,
also
like, is there a tree line anywhere near us?
Yeah, right behind you.
Can we try to hide, maybe?
Go for it. Roll
If
stealth.
it's who I think it is, you'd better be casting some.
I'm casting Pass Without a Trace right
trace on
now.
us.
Let's try to hide.
Also a good plan. But not obviously hide, but just like we're taking shelter under the trees type of hide.
Sure, yeah. I'm casting Pass Without a Trace.
Yep.
That's a flat
Hang on.
plus 5 for everybody,
10.
right? Plus 10?
10.
Okay.
Plus 10 to your stealth rolls.
25.
Okay. Light up
That's
dice.
at disadvantage.
Don't fail me.
Is that
Light
before
up
the
dice
pass without
failed me.
trace?
No, that's with the pass.
I was going to
without
say,
trace.
holy mother of God.
My
How?
low roll was a 15.
She actually did better than me. I got
30
22.
20.
Dirty 20.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah,
rolled
that's
a
not
9. I have a +1.
good. Yeah, I have a +1 as well. So I got
Okay.
22, dirty 20, and a 25.
All right. So,
Thank goodness
Jingle,
for
jingle,
Pass
jingle.
Without a Trace.
Thank God.
as these massive creatures start to come into range for all three of you to really see them better, I'm going to give you much more clear descriptions. It looks like a wolf that is comparable in size to almost to Fenrir, but these wolves don't have fur. Their ears are tucked back, and their muzzles are covered in scales. They look like if a wolf and a dragon were one creature. And their claws are just ripping up the ground underneath them as they sprint northward on this road. The pearlescent one has impossibly red eyes with no it's all iris. There's no edges to the eyes. And in fact, there's no pupil either. It is just redness inside. The darkest night black one has a deep purple in its eye. And again, there's no pupil and seemingly no end to this iris. Their teeth are bared, tongues out as they're sprinting forward. They seem to be like, you know, the same way a wolf or a dog might be when they've been running for a while. Tongue out, they're breathing heavy, they're just booking it. And to be clear, the only reason you can tell that these aren't some sort of wolves with a really weird paint job is that they have lizard tails. Closest creature for you guys to get an idea of what they look like is like a small alligator tail. As they kind of get up to the area where you guys are hidden, they
In a moment, Anita.
start to slow slightly. And then just in front of you on the road, like directly in front of you, they stop. And both of them immediately drop their heads down and start sniffing the ground.
Fuck.
The pearlescent one starts to slowly like sniff and follow their nose closer towards your hiding spot in the tree line, and in fact is maybe 3 feet from Nyx.
Are they tracking us by magical means?
Tracking you?
Yeah, because I mean that's what it seems like they're doing.
They're sniffing for you.
Yeah, the question I ask is because with the Pass Without a Trace spell, there's a little ad after the plus 10 bonus that says, and can't be trapped except by magical means. A creature that has received this bonus leaves behind no tracks and no other traces of its passage.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Okay. Just clarifying.
Thanks, rule guy. We'll see you in a bit.
Bill had a moment of panic.
As the pearlescent one kind of gets inching closer and closer and closer, Nyx, you feel something in your coat move. And Taunus skitters out from under the bushes into the middle of the road where the pearlescent one is and looks up at it. And it stops what it's doing, and they both stop, and they turn, and both of them look at it and stare.
And you only get to learn 1 spell. Sorry.
Taunus kind of like lifts itself up slightly so it looks a little bigger than it is, and it goes, and then it licks its eyeball.
Of course.
And the pearlescent one looks back to the black one, and they seem to, literally, to both of you, it seems like they're talking, like the way Ember does with Surtur. And then both of them just full tilt sprint north, leaving Taunus in the middle of the road.
And they came from the south, right?
Correct.
Like where we came from?
Uh-huh.
Okay, just making sure.
After, like, 2 or 3 minutes of them heading north, Taunus turns around and skitters back into Nyx's hands.
And Nyx is just kind of like got her squished up here and just, don't do that. I thought they were gonna eat you. So, I'm guessing you're
Assassin's
friends
strong.
with them.
Really need to find a way to communicate with Taunus.
Was that a yes or a no?
Stop giving her choices because you'll never know.
We could do like
actually,
one
wait,
grumble for
Taunus.
yes, 2 grumbles for no.
No. Nod your head once if that was a yes to your friends, or twice if you're no for friends.
Taunus tilts her head slightly and, like, licks her eyeball and then blinks one eye, then the other, and then dips her head twice. It doesn't look like a nod, but she seems to try to follow the order.
Thank you, Taunus. I'm gonna go with no then. Also, someone needs to go out.
Okay.
So, not friends, but you were able to convince them to leave us alone? Same nod for yes once, 2 for no.
Taunus then kind of dips her head twice.
Okay.
We're just censoring no to everything. I don't know if we've understood the assignment here.
I don't think I can. Okay.
Wait, what did she do?
I
She just
asked her if
nodded
she
her head
convinced
no.
them to,
I heard
leave
that.
us alone, and she dipped her head twice as a no.
Okay. Got it. Sure.
Tanis then lifts herself up awkwardly onto her back legs and then sniffs her own arm. And then leans back down.
Are you saying they were smelling you? Awesome. That confirms that.
Yeah, that does confirm that.
So you basically showed them they were following you, and they left you alone. Even though they thought they were following the chained one? We've really got to figure. We really got to get strong enough to get that spell. Man. Oh, playing charades. A tiny dragon. Alright. Let's, man, let's... I don't want to say table that conversation, but...
Well, and those two were headed north. That's where
we're headed.
Should we keep going? I mean,
Probably.
they're going faster than us unless I run at full speed, which I didn't.
I don't
plan
think
on
we should
doing.
run full speed.
Yeah, no.
But I
Just
think we need
normal
to
travel
keep
speed.
going and figure out, like, maybe what's going on with the big pig
Alright.
is related to them. Maybe it's not. We should probably check it.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Is
we
there a-
should keep going, and, well, if what they're after is at our destination, we'll...
Deal with it then.
Yeah. Maybe they'll take care of the giant pig for us.
Alright, well,
I mean, I kind of don't want them to.
are you guys ready?
Well, if
Yeah.
the giant pig isn't a god, then, they just eat some bacon.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
we don't
keep
get
my-
paid.
Since
We
it's
can
already
claim
passed,
it as ours.
I'm gonna keep my pass without a trace, because it lasts for an hour.
Okay.
And it takes concentration. So I'll just have that going until it wears off and just keep it going while we travel north.
Okay. That works. Nyx, Tonix does, like, curl up in your lap, and as Tonix is curling her tail, the scales become a book cover in, like, the blink of an eye, and then there's just a book in your lap.
Interesting. I'm just gonna, like, gently, like, run my finger, like, down the spine.
It does the cat thing, where it, like, picks itself up to get pets.
Yep. And then just, don't worry. I guess we're, gonna keep going.
Yep. Let's keep going.
Hi-ho.
And I
Hi-ho.
will wild shape back into a horse.
Okay.
It's off to death we go. I mean, what?
The wind starts to die down a little bit as the miles roll on. And eventually, the sounds of... maybe? Water
There it is.
are noticeable. Ember, your understanding of where Malik is was just that it's straight up the north road until you see the left turn into the forest. And maybe 45 minutes before you would know that this wild shape would end, you see that left turn. And I want to describe that area to you.
Okay.
So the road continues straight north, seemingly longer, and you can see the tracks of Skull and Hati ripped up the dirt and headed straight north, skipped this little sidetrack entirely. But as you're looking at this area, the sounds of the water get louder, and the trees on either side of this break in the road are marked with what looks to be a red pigment of some type.
Okay. How are they marked? Just like a stripe, or is it
If you can
symbol,
imagine
or-
someone dragging two fingers across them diagonally, that's what it looks like.
Okay.
Just like the Lion King shit.
Right. Okay. I will turn left and take us down this path.
Okay. So as Ember does, Nyx and Kea, you can see the road kind of veers off into a thicket, and in this thicket, the road continues, but it has like a little bridge that you end up going over, and there's water under that bridge that seems to be babbling along. And as he gets further and further from that water, the sound of it disappears. And another 20 minutes or so into this area, you just suddenly burst through these trees and find yourself in the middle of a clearing. The clearing is all open ground with beautiful green grass in the center. And there's even some potted plants dotting this area around this large cabin. Cabin is mostly made of wood. There are no windows in the cabin. There's a human-sized door in the front, and a staircase that curves around from it. There is a small campsite just in front of it with like some logs that have been carved for sitting, it seems, and there is a fire lit at the center of it.
Any signs of like movement or people?
There doesn't seem to be anyone in this area, but the fire is lit.
Okay. Once we get into the clearing, I'll slow down and pretty much stop.
I'm assuming we're probably gonna dismount.
Yeah, we'll jump off because we'll at least have a feel for the amount of time that's been going past, so we'll know it will have been.
It's getting close, anyways.
Yeah.
Like as Nick slides off, she's gonna very gently like pat Ember's shoulder as she slides down, and a like "good job" sort of.
Good horsey.
Good
And
horsey.
then I will undo the wild shape and become Ember again.
Okay.
Well, this is a nice little clearing.
It's interesting.
As you're all standing here, the fire seems to warm this whole area, and the bitter wind that you're experiencing on the road isn't cutting through this section of trees the way it did on the road. So it's a much more pleasant temperature here.
At least the wind has stopped, sorta.
Yeah, and it's much warmer here. It's nice.
I suspect magic.
Yeah.
You think this might be where we find our contact?
I mean, I
Seems
guess
as
there's only
good
one
as-
way to know.
Yeah.
Somebody
and-
knocked on the door.
I'll go knock on the door, sure.
Nix
I'll
was
go up
looking
and
at
knock.
Kaya like,
I'll go knock
I'm
on
gonna
the door.
go do it if you don't, but I know I'm not supposed to.
I'm gonna walk up and go.
There seems to be no response from the other side of the door. But Kaya, after a second, you feel the need to take a step back.
I'll take a step back then.
As Kaya seemingly responds to something that she doesn't understand, the door swings open. And all three of you watch as a long, brown, spindly appendage covered in hair comes through the top of the door, curves to a 90-degree, and puts itself on the ground. Followed by another. And Kaya, you feel like you need to get back further.
I will keep taking a step backwards then.
Kaya seems to be nearly halfway down the railing instead of, like, ramp that is there. And as the three of you watch, what is apparently a massive tarantula steps out of the house and into the clearing. It is nearly 9 feet tall, and 8 beady black eyes looking at all three of you.
Not okay.
I'm going to make sure I stay in front of the kids and whisper. What was our contact's name again?
Malik.
Good evening, sir, ma'am. Is Malik around?
Seemingly from every direction you hear a voice. And who is it that you are looking for?
We're looking for Malik.
Who has sent you to seek Malik?
Rory.
Oh. Abraham, do not eat them. And from behind you steps out a man. He is wearing blue robes from head to toe, covered in strange golden armor, and he has a mask over his face, a heavy blue turban on his head, and is sporting 2 curved blades tucked behind his back in scabbards. He steps into the clearing and he's addressing the spider at the far end. Come here, big boy. Daddy has a num-num for you. And the spider hops over the railing and stomps, literally shaking the ground around you toward him. And the man pulls out a very uncomfortably large cricket. I'm talking, it's as big as a dog. And tosses it on the ground. And this spider latches onto it and skitters into the bushes with it.
I'm gonna have visions of that when Tanis eats.
So,
Alrighty then.
what has Rory bought me this time?
Something about a pig?
A boar.
A boar?
A boar. He sent out 2 men a few days ago. And
I
they
know
haven't come
what
back.
has transpired.
Okay.
I need
well,
to
we're
see
here
the
to do
symbol,
same thing.
or I'm going to kill you.
Oh. Who's got the paper? Ember.
Yeah, I'll reach into my bag and pull out the red card.
Okay. And he takes the red card and he kind of lifts it up into the air, and you all can feel you can feel him use magic. And he checks the card with what feels like it might be some sort of detect magic spell. And he, like, hands it back to Ember. Okay. So, Rory has sent you all to help me.
Yes.
Can you give
Yeah.
us any more information on what we're tackling? All we know is it's a
Of
boar.
course I can, of course I can. Come. Sit at the campfire with me.
I'll find one of the seats and sit down.
Yep.
Same.
Nyx is going to
Carefully.
put herself as close to Ember as she can because he's the guy with the fire, and that is a very big spider.
As you all
Not
sit,
okay with that.
Malik kind of pulls his one side of his mask down and tucks it up under one side of the turban. And you can see he's got a thin line of black stubble that creates a mustache and beard. And beautiful emerald green eyes. He has dark skin and black hair tucked up under the turban. And he's altogether a relatively handsome human being. He sits across the fire, noticing your apprehension, and he kind of follows Kaya's gaze to the edge of the clearing. No, don't worry. Abraham is a fully trained pet spider. He won't hurt you. Unless you hurt me, then he'll hurt you.
We definitely had no intentions of hurting you.
I know, so you should not be worried of Abraham.
Honestly, I think he's kind of magnificent. I've never seen a creature like him before.
Well, you keep heading north into this forest and you will see many creatures you probably haven't seen before.
What if I can turn into one?
Believe it or not, he's one of the smaller creatures in the forest.
Oh,
That's
really?
all?
Huh.
Yes.
That's terrifying.
That.
Is this like a giant's forest or something?
No. The creature that I am sending you after, his name is Sehrimnir, and being that he is a primal, he has an effect on the area around him, similar to the way that dragons might. And his magics seem to encourage predatory creatures to grow. So, you can find praying mantises that can do impressions of trees. You can find large cats that make horses look like house pets. You can find all manner of things.
That's slightly terrifying.
Do you not wish to take the mission now?
No, this
no,
won't
just a
deter
question.
us.
If we're dealing with the god of bacon,
The
according
god
to
of
legend,
bacon.
he doesn't stay dead. So how are we supposed to take care of them?
And what are we taking care of him for? Why?
So, we should get down to brass tacks then. Here is what's happening. I really wish my dog and my cat would behave themselves while I'm trying to do a thing.
Oh, the cat's not doing anything. It's just the dog right now.
She's playing with her ball.
Cal's just watching.
Oh.
Anita's trying to get all the food out.
Like I said, Sehrimnir has an effect on the area. But there is a village nearby, and the people there are, well, not equipped to deal with hawks that can pick up their cattle and take them away. So, they asked me to reach out to some adventurers and to see if some of them may help you, them with their situation. So what you need to do is remove, by any means that you see fit, the primal from the area so that the magics and the animals will return to normal. His presence there is causing many problems, and most of the village's children have been meals for giant rodents. It is getting kind of dire.
Woo. Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Very valid reasons. Okay.
Remove god pig from area.
Like I said, I don't care if you kill him or you don't kill him. I know that the tale goes if you kill him, he'll just be there again the next day. I don't know if it's true. But I do know that the people believe it, so they ask for adventurers specifically.
Okay.
Okay.
Any idea where he was last seen?
So you saw the direction Abraham went. North, into the forest. You take north into the forest, and it gets thicker and thicker as it goes, but then it will eventually even out into a plain. Once you've hit the plain, you're in his territory. But you'll notice everything from this point forward will be... what is the word? Thick. In a sense. Everything will be bigger. The two guys he sent me last time thought they were tough and powerful adventurers, but according to my reports from the people in town, they were eaten by a praying mantis on their first day.
Okay.
Turns out they weren't expecting it to be completely still behind a door in town, and they stepped outside only to get snatched.
Okay.
He will remain vigilant.
I recommend it because while most things at small sizes aren't really that bothersome, a wasp the size of a, well,
Killer hornets.
the biggest one I saw was, how do I put it? Do you guys know what the condor is?
Isn't that a vulture?
Is it? Yes, it's a type of bird. It has a 14-foot wingspan. This hornet was bigger.
That's a lot of venom from that stinger.
Yes.
Ow.
I hate
If
hornets.
the stinger doesn't kill you itself from
Yeah.
piercing, jeez.
The red one has a point. If you get stung by that, you'll probably get impaled before the venom has much to do with you.
Ouch. Yeah, pig definitely needs to leave the area.
How about we send Pig to go play with his friend, Fenrir?
You know of the giant puppy?
Yeah, we had a recent encounter with the giant puppy.
Oh. And what did the puppy tell you?
Oh, we didn't talk to the puppy.
We didn't talk to the puppy.
Oh,
We fed the puppy a lily
that
to
is
make
a
him all
shame.
better.
The puppy is a sparkling conversationalist.
Wait, whoa, actually, when did you last talk to the puppy?
Just once.
How long ago?
Last year?
Okay, not recent.
Okay.
So the corruption was recent then.
Yeah, the corruption was recent.
Yeah.
I was in the forest south of Tigmir, and I was hunting with Abraham. We were looking for this very specific type of bird that he very much likes. And we encountered Fenrir in the forest, and once he understood our purpose there, he was very kind. He even offered to help us.
Did he
He
have horns?
Yeah, antlers.
Antlers?
No, he looked like a wolf.
Okay.
Last time we saw him, he was sickly colored and had antlers. Seemed to be corrupted of sorts, but when we fed him the lily, he returned to what we're presuming is normal.
Huh. You three are an interesting bunch, huh?
We've been told that. Yep.
That's the understatement.
Oh, Abraham is back. And none of you heard anything. But literally, as he said it, a giant leg steps over a bush and back into the clearing, and the spider literally walks all the way up to to Malik, and Malik scratches it on the head, and these massive Like 2-inch long black hairs start covering the ground around the spider. Good boy, good boy. Did you enjoy your num-nums? And you hear this horrible... Yes, you are a good boy. You want to pet Abraham?
I'm good.
I'm honestly quite curious. Can I?
Yes, Abraham. Do you mind if the red one pets you? And you just see it go like this. He seems fine with it.
Great. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals as I approach Abraham.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of say, nice to meet you. And I'll kind of hold my hand out and try to pet him like Malik did.
Nice to meet you too.
You enjoy it here?
I do.
Cool. Well, we're working for a friend of Malik's. So, any advice? We're gonna be headed north pretty soon.
Advice. I heard you coming. Too loud. You die soon. No advice.
Got it. Be quieter. Got it. Thank you. That's very helpful. Have you always been very large, or is this recent?
No. Malik Pocket was home.
Huh, so this is recent.
Yes. 2 years.
2 years. Okay. Awesome. Well, it's very nice to meet you.
And as you're all watching this whole interaction... Oh, that was probably weird for you guys. As you're all watching this whole interaction, the spider is like raising and lowering on its legs and like moving in weird disjointed ways from its body as it's chittering at Ember, who is chittering right back at it.
Kind of curious what Malik's response is to this.
I mean, I'm assuming we're at this point. We're pretty used to Ember, like, talking to animals.
After you guys finish up, Malik just kind of reaches up and pats it on the abdomen. That's a good boy, talking to him. I did not know that you spoke spider, Red One.
I do have an affinity for speaking with animals and creatures.
Oh, you're a druid.
Yes, yeah, I do have druid tendencies, yes.
I see. There was a druid in my family back in Seswa. It's a weird bunch.
Really? If I might ask, Abraham mentioned that he wasn't always large. May I ask how he got to be this large?
Abraham has been my pet spider for the last decade or so. He was the normal size of a bird-eye tarantula, just fit in my hand. I often rode in my pocket. One day I was out hunting. We got too close to the boar, and he grew so large that, well, I rode him home.
That makes sense. When we vacate said boar, is he gonna go back to normal size?
I am not sure, but I am hoping so. It is very hard to hunt these giant grasshopper.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, they kick over trees, so if you don't hit them in the right spot, they get pissed off and chase you.
Oof. All right.
That
Yeah, well, definitely, because that seems.
It's a pain in the ass.
If he wasn't always big, I'm sure that's not very comfortable for him to be suddenly huge.
I'm not sure. He seems to be okay with it. He moves just as quietly as he did when he was small.
Which, honestly, is very impressive. That's very impressive for a creature his size.
Yeah. I think Abraham is probably the most, unproblemsful example of the boar's influence.
Oh, I see.
You
That's a
will
good
not
point.
find many creatures outside this point that are, happy in their new situation.
Right. I wonder if that means they'll be willing to leave us alone if we're trying to put them back to normal.
You're going to try and speak with every one of them, huh?
Maybe not every one of them, but should a situation arise where it might be advantageous for us not to come to fisticuffs, then maybe.
I see. So this one in the group, the red guy, is your pacifist, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say pacifist.
And I'm
I-
assuming
Oh,
you with the
Ember.
scales, you are the warmonger, and you with the, some weird hat, you must be the smarty one.
The hat came off a while
Eh.
ago, for the record.
Oh, well. You carrying the book must be the smarty one.
Yeah. Well, she would have been if she actually attended her classes.
I mean, I don't... Guys, am I a... I don't think I'm a pacifist. I just don't think
I'm just
fighting's
gonna
the
pat
answer.
him on the shoulder, and
I
I'm just
just-
gonna be like, Ember,
I
just
just don't think fighting's the answer.
Embrace-
Does that make me a pacifist?
You're a
I just don't
pacifist.
think fighting's the answer to everything.
you're the pacifist, which is good if you're the
Huh.
healer of a village. But as a war leader, as the leader of a village, not so good. You have to know when to fight and know when not.
DM, how late in the day is it? Did we spend all of our day traveling?
It is, it's not quite dark, but the sun is setting.
Malik, it probably isn't wise for us to travel in the forest at night. Do you mind
Oh,
if we camp
gods,
in your
no.
clearing?
That would be a horrible idea.
Yeah,
You never
that's
see
what
the
I was
owl
thinking.
coming, even though it's as big as a horse and carriage.
That's terrifying. Would you mind if we camped in your clearing?
That is fine. Abraham, do not eat them. Okay? And the spider just kind of clicks.
How long does speak with animals last? 10 minutes. Okay.
For you, Ember, you heard.
Okay, but I can't promise the others won't.
The others. And in normal speak, Malik, what does he mean by the others won't? Because he just said he can't promise the others won't.
Oh, Abraham, do not make them nervous. None of the other giant spiders come around here if there's fire going. Spiders and fire do not get along. But
Ah,
if there are new trees in the clearing when you wake up, do not touch them, okay?
got it. Don't touch new trees.
Because they are not
Got it.
trees.
Right, got it. Not trees. Duly noted. Nix, you have your thing, right?
Oh yeah, just give me 10 minutes.
All right. Yep. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay.
Okay. Well, Abraham and I need to get some shut-eye soon because we are going hunting in the morning. So, if there is nothing else, I will give me the card, please.
Yes, and I'll hand him the card.
And he takes it, and you see him kind of wave his hand, and the red card has a black dot in the center, and he hands it back to you.
Oh, that's neat. And I'll put it back in my bag.
After your mission is finished, give that card to Roddy. He will take care of the rest. If you die, this allows me to find your bodies. Speaking of which, don't get eaten, because then it's really hard to find the card. And if you see the puked up bodies of some adventurers, maybe grab their card too.
Ah, got it. Okay. All right. Well,
Fair.
you've been incredibly helpful. Thank you, Malik.
No problem. You three have a nice night. Wait, actually, should I know your names or are you planning to die?
Oh, we definitely don't plan on dying. My
Well-
name's Ember.
Nice to meet you, Ember. What about you two?
I'm Nyx.
Nix,
Kaya.
Kea. Ember, Nix, Kea. Ember, Nix, Kea. Okay. Now I know how to identify you if you do die. Good night. And Malik kind of gets up and walks into the house, and the spider walks over the railing as if it's not there and crawls into the house behind him and shuts the door with its last leg.
Huh.
Nyx is going to take
Well,
10
he's
minutes and
terrifying.
cast Tiny Hut
Yeah.
in that center area where the fire is.
I wonder if I can turn into a giant.
She's not going to cast it over the fire because she wants the fire to act to help keep giant spiders out. But
I'm going
near
to
it.
like
Guys, what's
build-
the challenge rating on a giant spider?
Google it.
like
I'm working on it.
graduated fire. So like I'll build logs out, kind of little stacked, so that as it burns, it will burn into the wood around it, so it stays lit longer
Gil.
without anybody tending it.
I can't do it until I level up. Dang it. I need one more level that I can turn into a giant spider.
Yeah, that'll be so charming, I'm sure.
It's a 10-foot radius immobile dome of force.
Yep.
I have to stay in it, for the record. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome with you. Ba-ba-ba. Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast the spell, can move through it freely, so you guys can leave to deal with the giant spiders.
Yes. Or we can just ignore them and stay in our bubble of safety.
Yep. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside. And I'm just gonna make it kind of match the color of the grass and everything to just practice
Safety
my
dome.
camouflage. And it will be dimly lit to start, and then when everyone goes to bed, it'll go to full dark.
Okay. Is anyone posting watch while you're in the dome, or are we taking advantage of the fact that you don't have to?
We're taking advantage.
Taking advantage.
Nyx will have to get up at some point in the night and recast it.
How long does it last?
It lasts 8 hours, but depending on, like, if we don't go to bed the minute the dome is cast.
We're going to bed the
Technically.
minute the dome is cast. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not getting up to recast.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're trusting the fact that Nyx would know if it was dispelled.
This is a long rest for all three of you.
Awesome.
Nyx,
East.
you feel in your sleep, you feel Tanis skitter up you and curl around your neck and head area. And you're half asleep, but as you hear her start to snore, you feel her arm kind of like stretch out lazily. And it touches you in the face. And as it does so, you begin to dream. You're standing on the now flattened top of Digmir. To your left, on the ground, you can see that one half of the mountain is split down the center, as if some unbelievably large lance or lightning bolt landed and cracked it like the world's biggest peanut. You look out over the area, and you actually hear your own neck crack as your head moves. And you extend your chest out slightly and lift, and you start floating in the air. And as your eyes adjust and you start to look down, you can see that you're not looking at your own body, but a dark-skinned one wearing some leather armor. You watch as one of your hands stretch out towards the horizon. And in the distance, instantly, in the blink of an eye, is a figure floating about 300 feet away from you, holding a massive war hammer in one hand. It's humanoid, but even judging by the body you're in right now, it's probably 2 times as tall as you. Pale skin, brown hair, eyes of pure white, and a thick, braided beard that ends in a single ponytail braid. The figure is wearing thick furs of a hide of an animal you've never seen before, with interlocking metal pieces in different places and seemingly tucked up. There's no padding or protectiveness on the shoulders. They're bare on both sides. And the figure has thick plate boots. Your perception of this event, you feel and see your whole torso bend into a bow. And you hear your own voice speaking, but it doesn't sound like you. Hello there. Can we play? The figure across the space lifts the warhammer as if it's made of nothing and tosses it over his back. He looks up and down the figure in front of him. Turns away from the figure and is gone.
That's a no. You can't play.
Well, that wasn't very nice. Meanie. And suddenly, it's morning. You're the first awake. And Tanis's arm is across your face, like this. And she is upside down, sleeping comfortably, like open mouth, drool, and snoring.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bolt upright. Tanis gets tumbled into the lap and just like Nyx's mouth is just open and she's just trying to process what she just saw, and she's just on it. Like as soon as she like realizes that Tanis did that while asleep, she's gonna lean over to wherever Ember and just sort of like shake whatever part of him she can reach. Ankle, hand, arm, head, doesn't matter.
I'm up. What's going on?
Thomas did it again.
What do you mean?
She did the vision thing.
What'd you see?
The painter.
Okay.
On Thigmere. And boy with hammer was there. And the painter asked to play with him?
That's not good.
I mean, boy with hammer left, so I don't think he was interested, but she did that while she was asleep, Ember.
Too bad Boy with Hammer had not played with Boy with Daggers. Maybe Boy with Daggers would be gone! That's coming from on the other side.
Yeah. I'm assuming I was not being quiet, and there may have been an undignified squawk from Thomas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, I don't know.
Thomas is in your lap sulking.
I'm just gonna. Sorry. You just startled me. I'm just petting the top of her head. I mean, I don't think our friend can see us. He didn't seem to know where we were.
That's good.
So that's a benefit, and I guess this is a good thing I can keep track of him.
Yeah. The question is how real time is it? Like,
yeah.
If that was a vision of that, did that happen earlier yesterday, or was it real time when you were having the vision?
I just had an idea. She needs fed, right?
Yes.
Okay, get out a piece of jerky and ask her if she wants food. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let's see if she actually understands this.
All right, I'm gonna. She doesn't really like jerky. It kind of needs to be rehydrated.
Well, tear it into smaller pieces before giving it to her. Haven't you ever fed a baby?
No. I was the baby.
What were your parents doing with your education?
They have nannies for that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was called, all the rest of the kids in the village.
No, like, they hire people for that. Gray never had to change a diaper.
Wow. Not until recently, anyway.
Yeah. I believe they're past that stage. Debatable.
We have to consider Kalana for a second and decide.
Fair. Nyx is gonna shred up a piece of jerky to tiny little Tanis bite sizes and go, okay, Tanis, 1 nod for yes, 2 for no. Would you like breakfast? And Nyx is gonna hand her a piece of jerky.
She eats it and then looks at you like that was not nearly enough.
I assume Kaya wants to ask questions. More jerky for questions answered.
1 for yes, 2 for no. The vision Nyx saw in her sleep last night, was that happening last night? Or was that happening was that happening last night?
And Tanis just tilts her head.
I don't think Tanis knows.
I don't think Tanis
was it happening while you were sleeping?
I don't think Tanis knows.
Yeah.
Do you know that you gave me a vision last night? Was that 2? And Nyx is gonna hand her a piece of beef jerky.
Okay, so she doesn't realize that it's happening.
Alrighty, which means it's going to be hard for her to know if that was real time or in the past.
Or it's not her causing it.
Or it's not her causing it.
Yep. Any other questions before I feed her breakfast?
I go for it.
Tanis, is your former master the chained one?
Tanis blinks a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty then, okay. I'm
Is
gonna
your
give her scritches behind her ears. You're a good girl.
and she's gonna get the rest of the pile of jerky.
Is that Tanis' version of purring?
Kinda.
Or she didn't like it. One of the two.
Yeah, Tanis goes to town on those little scraps of meat. But when she is finished, she does look at Nyx and give her the old one eyeball, then the other eyeball blink, and look down at the jerky and look back up at Nyx.
We'll probably find something a lot bigger for you to eat today. I don't know if you were listening.
How large are the rabbits?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they said, Malik said only the predators, so rabbits wouldn't get enlarged.
Yes, but if we find a tree that wasn't there last night, that's praying mantis. And Nyx is gonna look at Tanis. Want to try bug?
Large bug?
Large bug?
Tongue to eye.
Okay.
We really need to figure out a better communication between
I
us.
need to get 5th level spells!
We'll get there. We just have to actually level up. So
That
let's,
would make
let's do
We actually have to
things.
do things.
Yeah, I know. We need to do things besides
Let's
have
do things.
conversations.
Let's do things.
So on that note,
Are
Onward!
there any...
carefully open the door.
There's no door. It's a dome.
actually, no.
Dome.
Open air. I'm gonna eat a ration first and then carefully.
Are we eating
Exit.
rations or are we
Exit.
making some grain?
I'm eating a ration.
Okay, I guess we're eating rations today.
Rations it is. Where's my tally?
I'm down to 1.
Well, I have more. Mostly because most of them are with me for some reason.
Yep.
I'm down
Well,
to
I have
one
all
as
the
well.
beef. I have all the beef jerky. Ember
I have
has all
all
the
the-
grain. Kaya has all
Yeah.
the
I have the grain and the
rations.
rice.
Yeah, you have all
Division
the...
of
Yeah. I have the
division of food.
Okay. So as the three of you kind of step back out into the clearing from the tiny hut, and the tiny hut is dissipated.
Are there any new trees?
No. And as the three of you look around, the clearing looks pretty peaceful. But there is this.
Oh, God damn it. How close was it?
All three of you heard it over towards the mountain.
Was it purple in color?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
What is his beef with that
the
mountain?
mountain.
And how can we hear it from here is my question. Jeez.
I mean, it's
God
Thor.
things.
God things.
Yeah, no. Why? What is his beef? What
I
did the mountain
mean-
ever do to you?
We know there's a sparkling conversationalist pupper up there.
Fair.
Thanks to the vision, we also know there's
Know
a
that there's-
stabby there.
Yep, we know there's a stabby who wants to play with boy with hammer.
I think it just wants to
After
play with
having
everybody.
seen him, I don't feel like we should call him boy with hammer.
No?
No, that not boy.
We can call him Hammer Man.
Sparky, Sparky, Boo, man! Sorry.
Sparky Boot Man. We could also call him Hammer. I don't know. I mean, like every time he's around, there's a hammer involved. So maybe Hammer.
Hammer time! Boo, doo, doo, doo.
We could call him Hammer
Very
time.
frightening me.
We could just call him Thunder.
Or we could call him Thor. I don't think saying his name will summon him.
No, I like the codenames thing. We're gonna stick with the codenames.
Captain Sparklefingers.
We can call him Captain Sparkle.
I'm Lady Sparkle Fingers.
Yes, yes, yes.
Anyways,
I don't know. I mean, at this point, we can call him Mountain Wrecker.
Ooh, I like it. He is
Mountain
Mountain
Cracker?
Mountain Cracker from now on.
Mountain Cracker. Sounds so racist.
Oh,
Mountain Cracker. You know, a hillbilly. No, Mountain Cracker. That's not cool.
Mountain Cracker. Oh dear.
Let's not call him that.
Silver's over there making like nutcracker motion.
I was thinking the other kind of cracker, like he cracked the mountain, which is I think what she meant. But Gil was like,
Yep.
"That's a hillbilly."
It's a mountain cracker right there if I've ever seen one.
Let's not call him that. I'm never gonna keep it together if you guys call him that.
Mountain destroyer? Destroyer of mountains?
I think Mountain Wrecker's still okay.
Better than Holmes, I
I
guess.
mean, just hold on. Just picture the scene for a second.
What is it, Kaya? What do you mean? What is a mountain cracker? That sounds vaguely racist.
That's good.
Why was I the only one that picked up on that?
Because that is not
no
what we
idea.
were thinking.
Yeah,
Not
no.
yet, no. No.
We were thinking he literally cracked the mountain.
I thought it was kind of a cool name for a second, and then you were like, hillbilly? And I was like, shit.
It fits so well, though.
Hey, Jethro, what's that? That's some damn mountain crackers.
Oh,
Damn it. That's ingrained in my brain forever now. It's gonna live
Campaign
rent-free.
Campaign 3. Your mission, one of the 3 that you can choose, is you can go after some, well, people like to refer to them as mountain crackers who are
That sounds so
Wait,
racist.
wait.
Can we not?
relaying
Can we
travelers.
not? I mean, can we not? Oh, goodness.
You come into a village.
I'm just gonna eat my gummy bears. I have officially derailed this.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to take a break, y'all?
I was gonna say, if
Like,
I keep laughing.
Let's take a break and recompose
Yeah,
ourselves.
recompose. All right.
Skills fault.
I'll see you guys
All
in a
you
minute.
said it. You said it.
That's not what I meant.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Boop boop.
Alright, so in the clearing, Tiny Hut's gone.
Yep.
Couple of lightning strikes in the distance. Tanis, now that she's had enough beef jerky and no one seems to want to talk to her anymore, has curled up and turned back into a book again.
Book form.
All right. So, Abraham did give us a heads up. I asked Abraham if they had any advice for us going north, and they said we were allowed.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
horses are loud.
Right. Should we be traveling, like, when we're trying to find, this, should we be traveling with Pass Without a Trace and, like, stealthily?
We are essentially hunting, so yes.
How long does Pass Without a Trace
An hour.
last? An hour.
Mhm.
And that's that's like a 3rd level spell.
Second.
Second.
Mhm. Yeah, I can cast it 3 times without using higher level spell slots, but yeah.
Let's hold off then on it for the moment, but quietly is still the watchword.
Name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do quietly, Kea?
I was quieter than both of you when we were hiding from the wolves, so yes. It just depends on
Thanks.
how creaky my armor is today.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was about to say.
Just as you're talking, the door to the cabin flies open, and a massive woolly leg comes out and steps over, leading, and behind it comes the rest of Abraham, followed by a Malik who is stretching. That was a very nice nap that I had. Sleep, yes, the longer one. What is it called?
Sleep.
Nighttime
Good morning,
sleep.
Malik.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Would you like some coffee?
No, thank you. It makes me do the shivery.
Jitters. Yes.
That.
Alrighty. Well, we were just kind of formulating a plan. We're about to start our hunt.
Okay. That sounds like a... Yes, you should do that.
Good day to you.
Okay, goodbye. And Malik grabs the back of Abraham and lifts himself up and begins riding the spider by hair.
Oh,
And
jeez.
they just silently into the bushes.
That's terrifying. Alright.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, that is one way to go quietly.
Ride a spider. So I guess we head north.
We head north.
We head north. Quietly.
That pass without trace gives a plus 20, but I'm gonna let one person roll the group's stealth.
Plus 20? You mean plus 10?
Plus 10.
Yeah, I haven't cast it either because KS had to hold off on it for now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So are you moving stealthily just without it then?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stealthily
whoever
without
rolls
pass without
that
trace.
rolls it at disadvantage. But it's for the group.
That makes sense. I would guess either me or Nyx.
I have a +1 to Dex.
I also have a plus 1.
Who feels lucky, punk?
Go for it, Nyx!
I'm going to tap her on the shoulder and cast guidance.
There you go.
So I'm
Does that
rolling at
work?
disadvantage.
Yes, disadvantage. I see glowy dice.
Yeah,
Yep.
like what is happening to her right now?
It's a rave. It's a rave of dice.
She has a rave going on.
13. Glowy
Okay.
dice did us good. It rolled an 18,
Cool.
but I had to.
Did
take
you
the
do
other
pass
dice.
without trace?
I
We're
not
guiding
doing it.
cast.
Yeah, I did. I got a +2.
Okay. Okay.
See.
All right. So you said a
I rolled a
13?
10. Yeah.
All right.
clink, 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 clink.
And how long are you guys gonna plan to travel?
Until we see something interesting.
Let's say 2 hours, and then we'll
Yeah.
reconvene after 2 hours.
Okay. And you're going slowly, so I'm gonna say that this next roll I'm gonna have you roll is at advantage. But I think somebody should probably be scanning the area.
Yeah, I'm 100% looking for trees that are not trees.
Okay, roll perception.
Okay. Not great, but not bad. 18.
Okay. So as you all move away from the campfire and back into the trees, the occasional breaking of a twig and the sound of a creaking tree or maybe an insect in the distance. The wind seems to have picked up a bit, but not nearly as chilly as it was while you were on the road. The terrain is slower going here, and it takes you a lot longer to get the same distance. In the 2-hour mark that you set for yourselves, you're only going to travel like maybe a fourth of the distance you normally would in this kind of situation. And just at the 1-hour mark, you find yourselves in another clearing. This one is different. There's no log cabin. There's no fire pit. There is a single structure, completely square, with black, obsidian black bricks and a door.
Do I notice anything that would give any hint to who might have built it, what its purpose is?
From the direction that you're looking, you can see it side on. But it seems to be a very small building, probably only about 10 by 10. Length and width. And it's about 8 feet up, with only an entrance and no exit on the back or the sides.
Does the shop reach out here?
I don't think so. I think she said in towns and stuff. And there's
Yeah,
no
just-
sign on it that proclaims it's the shop, right?
You're looking from the wrong angle if there was.
I'm gonna try to like walk around so I can see the
Skirt
other
around
side
the
of it.
clearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a like a wide distance between us as we walk
As
around.
you kind of get around to what would be the front facing Ember, you see the telltale lettering, the shop.
Called
Oh,
Alright. I'm gonna relax slightly, seeing that it's the shop.
are we going shopping?
Well, she said only come back if we have something to sell or if we have gold to buy.
it. Do we have gold? I don't know. if
I
we do.
have like 38 gold.
Something
Plus-
tells me that's not going to be enough.
Well, okay. And Nyx is gonna lift her coin purse on her bandolier belt and she's gonna shake it, and there's a lot of jingling. You have 38 gold coins, 86 silver, 319 copper pieces, whatever that boils down to.
Still not enough, I don't think. Do we have things to sell? Well, I have one magical longbow.
I think we should hang on to that.
Do we want to hang on to that?
We don't have a ton of magical weapons.
No.
I
not
mean,
really.
neither one of us can really use it, though.
You can.
I'm
We
just
already
gonna look at
determined
her
you
and go,
can use it.
Do I look like I want to shoot a bow?
No, but if there's an enemy in the sky that you can't hit with your sword, might be nice to have a magical bow. Madam slap things with sword as only answer.
She does have a point, Nix. If she sells the bow, she might be able to get a weapon that's more her expertise.
I mean, I do have my nice flamey sword here.
Yes.
True.
Why is the music getting louder?
I have no idea.
Ember,
I don't like that
as
noise.
you guys are talking in the clearing, you look behind you and see that a very tall tree seems to be slowly moving
Which direction?
toward you.
Praying mantis.
Hey, guys, we have an alive tree headed towards us.
An
if you
alive
know what I mean.
tree.
Yeah,
not
that's our
bug
cue.
tree,
Time to
bug
go
tree.
in. Everybody through the door. I don't care
Or
what she
we could
says.
kill the bug tree.
Or we could kill the bug tree.
Ember wants to kill something? I'm sorry. Hold on. We're
It's a
not going
bug.
inside. We're going to kill the
It's a
bug tree.
bug.
Ember.
I'm
Your
just saying
turn.
this is a good test to see how we handle things out here. What I need to know.
Fair.
And we
Silver
do have
was
an
like, I
exit
was not
strategy.
expecting-
As Ember points towards the obsidian structure, we do have an exit strategy as things get bad.
Fair.
I'm just gonna wave at Ember and go, be my guest.
I'm gonna shrug off the shield.
Okay.
Is this thing moving fast?
No.
Okay.
Surprise attack?
Yeah. I will activate Avatar State.
Okay.
I am.
This is gonna sound
to-
crazy, but you don't need to roll initiative.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a praying mantis, even though it's a tree-sized praying mantis. I got a feeling is what he's saying.
No, I think he's saying something else.
So, as another hulking step is taken by this structure, it comes more into view, Gil, Ember specifically, and you recognize it, but it's not a praying mantis. You know this as a stick bug. It's moving slowly, and it actually stomps into the clearing and slowly just keeps moving. It doesn't even, like, pay attention to you. Just massive, like, picture sequoia tree thickness just overhead, slowly moving across as four massive legs drag it at, like, 20 feet up.
I didn't think stick bugs were predators. That's
They are,
weird.
just not for things you think of.
Ants.
Well, yeah, good point. Huh. Just gonna watch it and get in like a daze.
That is a bug. Imagine
Yeah.
what, like, the wolves. Oh. I just.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There were two very special wolves that ran by us yesterday, heading in the direction.
There were.
Hopefully they won't be affected.
Let's find the spore.
Yep. Find the boar.
You guys are just gonna leave the shop then? Skipping it?
Silver's
now.
like, I put it right there for you.
I'm asking. I don't mind one way or another.
I mean, logically speaking, the only thing that we have worth
Is the bow.
trading
bow.
is the bow.
And we do not have enough gold.
We don't
No.
really have enough funds for anything right now, so I would say no
Yeah.
for now.
Skip the shop.
Okay.
Just for now.
All right. So you head further into the clearing. and through the clearing. Eventually, the massive stick bug kind of veers off to the right, heading in a direction more easterly than you all are heading. You're heading kind of north-northwest. And the movement of the trees and the occasional sounds in the distance start to exemplify this area. You take one step and you stop for a second, all three of you, as your ears pick up on something. In the distance, and as that sound resonates, the trees shake around you. And then on the far side of you, in the distance, you all hear the shaking of a tree, and suddenly up into the sky is a, how do I put it? Not that your characters know what the size of a griffin is, but a griffin-sized ant flying in the sky, heading that way towards the howling.
Even the ants are ginormous.
Yay, it's going away from us?
I didn't want to fight an ant.
What kind of
Lost
ant would it-
Ark.
Yeah.
Sorry. Ark.
Okay, so we have that. Even the ants
Yeah.
are giant.
Mm-hmm.
This is terrifying, but
We're
find
going
more?
in the right direction.
I think we are.
Press
So
X to doubt.
Malik did say go north until you find a plane, and so it turns into the plains,
plane.
and then the plains are
Right.
the domain of the boar.
So let's keep going.
Yep.
Another 15 to 30 minutes of mostly silence, occasional cracking in the trees, and powerful sounding shakes of various creatures. And then the sounds, like the whirring of a helicopter. Massive wind from all directions, spinning in a torrent. Above you in the sky, one massive of a wing. You see brown feathers. But from one side of the clearing of the canopy to the other, all you see is wing and nothing else. Before whatever it is flaps once more and is gone.
Yeah, it was a big bird.
Okay,
Very
it's
big
time
bird.
to get out of here. That could have eaten me for lunch.
No, I think
So-
you would have been an appetizer.
Fair
Probably.
point.
The hunt continues.
The morning turns to afternoon, and finally, you guys see a break in the trees. The horrible undergrowth behind you once more. The wind picks up, obviously. The plains ahead of you are golden, almost like wheat fields in fall. This golden high grass, as far as you can see, in a hill that slopes down into a valley, and they're looking like a grid of maybe a foot by a foot is a small town. From your perspective, is it like a foot in the distance?
I think we found the pig's home.
The rolling grass is coming up to about Ember and Nix's chest area. Okay. Who wants to roll a D100?
I will.
Tammy just made a face.
What?
I think she was making a face because of the D100, not because that you were going to roll it.
No, because she's gonna roll it. For sure. That was the reason, for sure.
D100s and I
75.
still don't get along.
Okay. Everyone give Kea a clap real quick. If there was a winning roll for this particular table, that was it.
Good job. Glad it was not me.
Galloping. Hooves. Extending up about Kea's height and half again. Connected to a massive brown and red furred body. Tusks on either side and ram's horns curling back.
I think we found the boar.
Mm-hmm.
2 large eagle's wings placed at the center of its back. And a honking snout. Sniffing. It turns and faces you all head on, and you can see what is basically a boar with some accoutrement. But this boar is... he wouldn't fit inside the lollygag. In fact, he could probably sit next to it and be taller than it. Humanoid, yellowish white irises with intelligent looking eyes looking directly at all of you.
Ember, you're up. Talk to the thing.
Okay.
Because if we kill it, it's just gonna come back.
Hi.
The massive
With the
creature
magic.
hears your words, its ears twitch, and it starts to walk over, its hoofbeats creating small earthquakes in the ground as it walks.
Is Tannis about to go jumbo-sized?
The creature slowly steps towards you. It seems to be not in a rush. It's not seemingly angry or aggressively walking towards you. It's slowly pacing your way as if it understands its place on the food chain. Oops. Siren.
Bork, bork.
Siren, yeah.
Ember, as you get closer to it... I love that howl so much.
That owl. Yeah?
I love it.
Yeah?
It's adorable.
You doing the hack and protect, Anita?
We now have audio recording of that to have people listen to. I need that as a little soundbite.
We just saw that. We saw that, Anita.
Yeah, you're a good
Ember, as you
girl.
step forward towards this creature, are you casting Speak with Animal yet, or are you going to...
Not yet. I'm gonna see if it can understand me without using the spell.
As it gets within about 100 yards of you, it flaps its wings once and then leans back on its haunches.
You're good, girl.
It opens its
Okay.
mouth and
Why are you in my plains?
Ember's going to bow, and while remaining bowed, he's going to say, we have come to speak with you.
Speak.
not you.
Your presence in these plains is causing havoc on the nearby villages. Might we convince you to travel elsewhere?
Yes, everywhere I go, the animals respond to my magnanimous presence. Everywhere I go, the humans complain. Oh, for us, we are no longer top on the food chain.
Is there a place you could go that has no humans?
Not without significant intervention on the part of a caster.
What would you require?
Someone of much more capable magics than you three.
Should we be able to know someone who could help with this, would you be willing to do so?
I would hear any thoughts of one willing to get me back to my home.
Might I ask where your home is?
Fendomir. The forest of Asgard. I am the king of beasts. My name is Sehrimnir.
Sorry, are you writing? Ember's gonna he's gonna finish his bow and then kind of look towards Nyx and be like, just shrug his shoulders.
Thinking.
While she's thinking, what kind of magic would you require to return?
I would need a spell of banishment or planar shift.
I'm gonna look towards Nyx. Is that something you can learn? Or is that beyond your current capabilities?
Flipping.
And as you guys are in the clearing, on the left, west of you, sprinting out of the trees, is a tiger.
Oh god.
But this tiger makes even Sehrimnir look small. This thing's
Back off.
paws cover a quarter mile in each stride, okay?
Bad kitty, we're busy.
Banishment's
comes-
4th level, by the way.
Barreling
Yeah.
after Sehrimnir.
Not ritual.
Stop!
Let me put it this way. I need a level up, and then we can fix this problem.
Oh, is it because banishment's not
It's not ritual.
a ritual?
And as, say, Hrimnir commands it to stop, the massive tiger turns and books it out of the area back into the tree line.
Jeez.
Bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Ember's gonna kind of look at Nyx and Kea. Do we have any way of contacting anybody?
Mm,
Or are we gonna literally have to travel back to town to talk to?
I mean, if Dimitri would be so kind as to send, sending spell you, that would be one thing. But,
Is a sending spell something you can learn from
Tanis?
Thomas?
No. That's not useful. No.
Should we find a way of returning you back to your home, where may we find you?
This is my plane. You may find me here. And if you wish to try and remove me without helping me get home, I have no problem fighting and killing you all where you stand.
That's understandable. We have someone we know of about a day's or 2 days travel south that might be able to help with this situation and return you home. But we have no way of contacting them immediately. We would have to return and then come back.
Then you see the boar kind of like lift its head to the sky and look around. And then it looks back down at you and opens its mouth again.
Something is coming.
What kind of thing? Ah, shoot.
Mountain Wrecker.
Mountain Wrecker.
I believe things are about to get lively.
I'm gonna kind of look for the source of the sound. Is it coming from like behind us or?
There is just a streak of lightning across the sky.
Purple lightning?
Yep.
Where's it headed?
is there any other type?
Past you.
Clarifying.
North.
Past us north.
What is north?
I don't understand what's happening half the time these days.
That's a fair feeling.
No.
Oh no. I must go. Let me know if you can help me get home. Farewell.
We will try. Thank you.
And the boar literally sprints off into the forest.
Well,
Guys, if he's running away, we should,
No, he said he needed to go somewhere.
No, he needed to go. If I need to go.
I have a quick out of character question for everybody. Does anyone know what's north of Taxri? Like geographically?
Have
not unless
map
I reference the map you gave us a long time ago.
somewhere.
Where is that map?
A very long time ago. I'm hoping it's pinned. Not pinned. Nope.
Hype channel?
So,
Rolling.
north of Taxri, there's some land, but then there's
Fielders.
water.
Did I not print the map?
Water as in on his way to
I do
Galronda?
not fear you, Stormbreaker!
Yep. Him.
Well, I don't think that's who he was supposed to go find. Just saying.
Come! Meet your end if you must!
How are we here? Is that just like in our ears or in
It's
our heads, or-
reverberating across the land, emanating from a
Terrifying.
point northward.
So that fight's about to happen.
That's going down.
Yep.
Stinky nose.
Yep. Um.
As the thunder kind of changes, the lightning streaks across and heads south.
Or not?
Not.
Is he actually a coward?
I don't know what's happening.
Or. Okay, let's think about this.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Him had children.
Mm-hmm.
Jormungandr is one of them.
Mhm.
Suffice to say that maybe Jormungandr smells enough like him that he confused Skull and Hati?
Maybe?
I mean,
I mean, they should have a better nose than that, right? But
they were
theoretically,
following Tanis.
right? Which unfortunately confirms a theory.
Yeah.
So, no wonder he came to
And-
harass us.
But didn't take her.
Nope, didn't take her.
The whole point of the contract was, unless she also is the familiar of, one of his kids or something like that. And again, go back to the whole magic similar enough. I don't know. Spitballing. Okay. So. I can learn the banishment spell. I'm
Okay.
powerful enough to do it.
Okay.
Speaking meta, I need a level up.
Right, because sorcerers can't change their spells unless
Spells
they
at
level up.
night.
Yeah.
It has to be at level.
Level up.
How
Sounds like
can
you
we
guys might
level
need
up?
to pick a fight.
Fight.
I thought level ups were milestone based, not fight based.
They are, but this particular one was the DM giving you a hint.
Go pick a
Let's
fight.
go pick a fight. There was a tiger.
With a bug.
With-
Not the tiger.
And it is
And it
not
would've
going to be
been-
something you can just find in a random encounter, y'all.
Damn.
We can head north. I don't like that as I say it.
Ever. We can head north. I don't like that idea.
Nix, how do you feel like you could learn this relatively soon? Like, do we really have to somehow get our butts all the way back to Texry?
No, I think it's possible I could learn it before we get to Texry.
Okay, so let's well, north is Jormungandr apparently, and
I mean, we could go stand in the shore and wave hi.
We could.
sure.
I have a thought.
Kidding.
I don't know how much I like this thought, but I have a thought.
Okay.
We
I'm
could
not terrified.
We could try to. Let me see if I still have it. We could try to locate the red card of the previous party.
That's a good
That's
fair point.
also a fair point. And it was as they stepped out of the village?
Well, and I might actually have. I mean, it's a very, 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 very loose possibility. I might have a way of locating it.
Locate away then. Maybe we'll get us bonus points.
Yeah.
Bonus
'cause
gold.
Bonus coins?
It's similar to it's like you know how I handed Dimitri and Klana the druid symbol, right?
Right.
That way I could find them if they get lost or were taken.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. I haven't seen their red card, but I know what ours looks like. And so I could try casting the spell to find theirs based on how I know ours. Assuming they're similar cards.
Should be.
I mean, we know they were in the village, apparently.
Yup.
They stepped out a door
And got eaten.
and got eaten. Isn't that what Malik said?
Yeah. Are they referring to that village? As he
I-
points towards the village.
Would guess.
Yes. I mean, unless
What
it was the
other
shop,
village?
but we didn't see any bodies.
Well, so here's the thing. When I cast the spell to try to find it, I can cast it 3 times. And it is it lasts up for 10 minutes, and I get to see things within 1,000. I get to see if there's something within 1,000 feet of me, my target, and in what direction it is.
Okay, so let's move a little bit closer to the village then.
Yeah, let's move a little closer to the village. I'll try this, see if I can find it, and then it lasts for 10 minutes, and we can kind of just keep
Walk.
looking. I guess that's my only this is. Do we want to go down this path? Like I don't know.
I mean,
Um,
I don't really have any other, ideas, really.
same.
I mean, go pick a fight with something and hope we...
It somehow has enough power to level her
Yeah.
up.
push the magic along a little bit.
Little bit.
So I mean,
Try to not
realistically,
speak of this game.
we have a few options, right? We could go back to Textry, which would be a lot of travel time, which we don't know how many people would die from the issue that's up here. That's not a lovely idea.
Yeah, don't
but
love
we could go
that
back
idea.
to Textry to get help, or we could somehow try to push Nyx into her next magical breakthrough.
By the way, she did make that much gesture when Ember did it.
We could try to push her into her next magical breakthrough, so that way she could help the Boar King.
I mean, that might...
To do that though, I mean, we could either try to locate this card, which should be a pretty easy thing. Like I can try to see if the card's nearby, and that'll maybe point us in the right direction. Alternatively, if the card thing doesn't work out, we could try traveling north. That is an option. I don't know. Should we at least try the card thing? Because that's not
let's
really
try
gonna
the
Yeah,
hurt.
try the
card.
card thing.
Because the village
Alright.
is to the north anyways, right?
Right. Yeah.
So-
let's head a little closer to the village, and then I will try seeing if I can find their card.
And maybe we can help keep the village safe for a little bit.
Maybe. All right. Let's try that.
I'm going to go in and slay rats. Woohoo!
Oh goodness. We will
I
travel
was thinking
closer to the village.
Ember could, talk to a big bird. Maybe the villagers would be happy to offer cattle in exchange for protection via the big bird.
Oh yeah, I could act as a proxy. Yeah.
I mean, that's where I was going with this.
That's not a bad idea.
was
Let's
going
try
to
the card. Let's get
clear
closer
the
to
rats.
the town. We'll try the
I
card
mean,
thing.
yes,
and we'll go from
also, squish rats.
Isn't that what adventurers do when they're starting out?
They're
there. Yeah,
baby
but are
adventurers.
rats going to be rats here, or are they going to be like monstrous-sized rats?
Rats of unusual
Monsters.
size.
Uh-huh. Rats of unusual size.
All right. So as you all cross the plain, and the tall, wavy grass, and the village starts to get closer and closer, it's Ember who sees the edge of the village first, and there's a person, Ember, who's waving to you. and points behind you.
Oh boy.
I'll look behind me.
In the sky above you, the sun is slowly being blotted out as a massive, and I mean nearly gives Jormungandr a run for his money, winged griffin flies through the sky, and as its wings flap, the ground shakes.
Actual motherfucking griffin.
It flies right past the town and up onto a mountain ridge and crawls over the mountain ridge in 3 steps.
Woo! We need that banishment spell.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I'm gonna kind of after that. I'm gonna look back and see what the guard is doing, or the person in front of the gate is doing.
He's literally just like, like breathing out slowly. Remember how breathe work. As you guys get to the center of town proper, this is a small village. It's dingy in comparison to Texri. And the people there, literally as you enter, they begin shutting their doors and latching their windows to avoid speaking to you. And if everybody's okay with it, I think I'd like to end the session here.
I try one thing before we end the session.
Yeah, sure.
When we get to the center of town, I would like to try to cast the locate object spell to see if I can find the card within 1,000 feet of us.
Okay. You can.
Okay, which
The
direction?
exact spot where you saw the griffin cross the ridge is where the card is.
It's
Like
in the griffin's nest or in the griffin's belly.
We have to fight the griffin.
We have to find a gigantic griffin, guys. All right, I'm getting the call lightning spell. All right, so just to end it ominously, after concentrating on the red card, I'll just look up and just kind of stare at Nyx and Kea. I found the card.
Yeah?
It's where the griffin went.
Of course.
Either it's in its nest or it's in its, belly, and we need to wait for it to poop it out.
Or retrieve it. All right.
Would love a slow spell right about now.
Okay. All of the